Alright, this is just an update with the Mystique lawn. I thought this was pretty funny. Like, the color is nice. The ground is literally frozen, but it still has pretty nice color. Let's look at it from over here. I think it's been roughly 10 days since I last mowed. I was able to get a mow in a little while ago. I mean, not a little while ago, but roughly 10 days. This spot I've been watching. This spot's been slowly filling itself in. Pretty cool. I've never had that before. It's pretty slow, I will say. It's not going to fill in like bluegrass, but it's also not going to be thatchy like bluegrass. So there still kind of looks like stripes. They're not that great, obviously, but there's a ton of bunny damage over in that corner. Let me see if I can zoom in and see it. But this bunny's been scalping little lines all over the place out over there. Do not like bunnies. But yeah, it looks pretty good considering it's cold. Yeah, the ground is totally frozen everywhere. And when it's not frozen, it's mud. And this is actually closer to disease. This is probably more frost damage than anything. It's been frozen at the tips, but when you look at the grass, it does not look diseased at all. But if you look at individual blades, that might be damage from frost, I'm not sure. It's funny, I can see it on the camera. I do have a hard time seeing it with my eye. Hey, let me use the camera to see it. So yeah, it's not perfect, but considering we are in the heart of winter, it is doing very well. Like, the ground is frozen, and yeah, like I said, it's been mud when it's not frozen. My back lawn got a lot more nitrogen. I'd walk over there, but yeah, it being frozen, I don't think I want to do that. But yeah, that's hat trick, mostly hat trick you're seeing in the back lawn there. Color is very similar for sure. If I pick individual blades, I would say the hat trick is probably just very slightly darker. It is mowed higher, so it definitely has an advantage, and it had more nitrogen, but still. Yeah, pretty happy. I'm sorry the stripes suck, but yeah, this has probably been 7 to 10 days. I would guess closer to 10 since it's been mowed, but that's just rye for you. The stripes are just better. Yeah, not too bad, but there's a quick update. I have counted, I want to say it is 17 POA plants. I've been taking a picture of everyone and keeping track of how many I get. I expect to get more less as it establishes instead of more like you would expect. Because POA, yeah, I think it's more the stolen activity what keeps POA so lean on some of these DLF cultivars. So it's that, yeah, pretty happy with the color considering it's frozen right now. Not bad at all. And yeah, the quality, I haven't had quality like this before in a grass. I've got a short, you guys should watch it. It is Amazon delivering yesterday. We could hear him yelling inside the house. And I was thinking, this is as bad as it's gonna look, buddy. Like, this is not an established lawn. It hasn't been mowed for a while. It's the dead of winter. The ground is literally frozen. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I can walk on this, it's fine. But I'll show you this bunny damage. So you see these lines. This is bunny. So a bunny will be scalping this stuff. Just scalp it down to the dirt. It's kind of not showing up great on camera, but yeah, it could look better over here. Let me just show you some funny things in my back lawn. So I did not scalp my seed heads this last year. I just didn't get to it. But this is rye seed heads. If you don't scalp it down to nothing, or not down to nothing, but you want to scalp it, or else they will just kind of hang out. And this is a low input backyard. I want to show you some super crappy rye to show you there is a difference in genetics between one and the next. I thought this was POA. I've been looking out my window thinking this is POA. This is crappy rye. This is totally shiny on one side. Not sure if that's showing up on camera. Yeah, see that? That's rye. That's perennial rye. Right there. Yep, super shiny. Let's see if I can catch it on camera. There we go. That's rye. Not POA annua, not POA triv. So it's just super crappy rye. But anyway, yeah, this is a low input backyard. I watered this once this last year. Gave it nitrogen a few times, but very minimal effort back here. And the front lawn is, I would consider it not too much more than anyone else does. But yeah, this is just crappy rye. And the color never looks as good from over here. There's critters digging in the lawn all the time. But this divot recovery, this was thin all over the place. And yeah, I want to say the divot recovery on this is top 4%. It's either rated 3rd or 5th. Something like that. Out of 114. But yeah, if it was mowed, it would definitely be cleaner. But yeah, this is what other lawns look like in Washington. I'll just keep the camera on. So in terms of when to apply your first application of nitrogen, I would kind of look at the concrete and see when the edges are kind of greening up. Yeah, I'll show you my lawn from over here. I'll turn the camera around in a second, and you'll just see the stripes on rye even after a week. And it's not even high cut. This is one of the nicer lawns in my neighborhood. This one I know gets fertilized. But it's, yeah, still just kind of a normal lawn. And let's see. And you can see there's a difference there. I can't really see too much with the snow on the ground. So this is the dead of winter. So it's, I want to say February 5th. I don't want to turn the camera off to check the date, but that sounds about right. Yeah, that color, not bad. And these stripes, considering I'm pretty sure it's been roughly 10 days since I mowed, and before that it was another month, and that's what the stripes look like. So, and the color, considering the ground is frozen, and the quality, consider it's been in mud and frozen. I did not have quality like this in the middle of winter with my Hat Trick and Pangea. And Pangea is a very nice cultivar. I would say it was pretty easily #1 in the last NTEP trial. So not a bad cultivar at all. And it did not look like this, but that could have been the Hat Trick. That does have a tendency to die off and thin out in the winter. So anyway, guys, there is an update on the Mystique. I do not recommend Mystique in very many areas. I would actually, if I had the option, I would have planted PODIUM. On my website, I've got all sorts of nice rye in stock now. I've got bags of, 10-pound bags, 25-pound bags, and 50-pound bags of PODIUM. I've got Zoom 2, which is really nice in the east. I've got Slugger coming. That's really nice in the east. Actually better than anything else I had. That's why I was like, I gotta have that. So yeah, Slugger's coming. It has super nice gray leaf spot. So if you're in the transition zone, it's rated like 8.7 for gray leaf spot, tested in New Jersey. And this is top 8% for disease. The other ones I have are like top 4% and top 3%. They are way up there for if you just add all the diseases up except pink snow mold. Figure most people don't have any pink snow mold risk. And yeah, I redid the spreadsheets on the website. They're really nice and helpful for rye. I feel like I finally have them. I'll probably keep revising them and improving them, but I've got them really nice right now. They're very user friendly. There's one spreadsheet for disease, and then there are 3 spreadsheets for different climates. So one is like cold winters like Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa. And then one spreadsheet is for like the Pacific Northwest. And then one spreadsheet is kind of eastern locations. And I've got a lot of information on there, and you can kind of pick your preference. I had some extra room on the Pacific Northwest spreadsheet because we've only got Oregon for a location. So there was just lots of room to get more data on there. So instead of my typical 50% quality, 30% color, and 20% disease, for Oregon, I was like, let's skew this scale like crazy. I did 60% color, 30% quality, and only 10% disease. And my cultivars still beat everything else. So I thought that was pretty funny, that even with 30% quality and only 10% disease, skewing 60% to color, the Hat Trick and Fireball and those types of cultivars were still, not like dead last or anything, but they still, even with only 30% of the score quality and 10% disease, they still were not competitive. I thought that was pretty funny. But anyway, guys, new spreadsheets on the website. This is just an update on Mystique. It is frozen, and again, I'm generally going to recommend PODIUM. I don't think I'm recommending just Mystique for anybody, but it is probably the favorite cultivar that I have. For if I was in the East, Slugger would be my favorite. Let's see, this is almost thawed on the surface, almost. But yeah, can't really get too much of that. It's frozen. I'll be starting on KBG and fescue finally, but I did want to get rye right first. Right. And the fact that this has stolons, I don't expect too many people to go with KBG anymore. Now that rye is so competitive on the stolons and spreading and self-repair, I don't see too much justification for going with KBG in most areas. But maybe if it's cold enough, but even some of those areas, two of my cultivars do really well in the cold. Mystique is one of them. And then I think the SR 4750 is the other. Zoom 2 does not do that great in cold. Zoom 2 does pretty well in the warmer areas, like the eastern areas. Really nice gray leaf spot. I think it's rated at 8.3. It has a very nice disease. I want to say it might be number 3, or basically the best you can find for disease anywhere, or for any of them. But in the transition zone, you are going to want to bias your disease profile a little more heavy towards like gray leaf spot. So Slugger, I think, is a no-brainer in the East for rye, if you're going to go with rye. I know fescue is real popular. I want to say that's probably going to slowly change as just as rye continues to improve. The differences between bad rye and good rye are crazy. The differences between like mid-grade fescue and kind of higher grade fescue, I don't think they're all that pronounced, but I'll know that a lot better in a while. So yep, I think I did 30 hours on rye before I even started my deep dive on rye, and I did about 130 hours, and then I did roughly 70 more hours getting the details right. So that's an update. I've got neighbors coming, so I don't want to be too weird out here with the camera. So see you guys later.